Hello Guardians, Ebontis here. Wanted to follow up with you guys before the week actually got started off here with the weekly update, kind of a review, kind of a weekly preview of what's to come. Bungie is back in the office, seems like they are working hard, and as you guys guessed it, I think I said it in a previous video, Iron Banner, it returns January 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific. This will be noon my time, so as soon as the Lady Aphrodite shows up in the Iron Temple, I will go check out her inventories and see what her rolls are like. But I would expect the weapons to be pretty solid on the rolls. I'll go through those in just a bit here. In the armor, guys, you've got chests and also gauntlets. Now expect these to be near tier 12 rolls. If they keep with what they've had so far, they've been 99% to 100% stat rolls. So, playing some Iron Banner, if you're going for that extremely high gear level tier 12 score, especially for that benefit of tier 12 in PvP, this is definitely going to be something worthwhile going for you guys. Also, if you're still working on leveling up your character for 400, still a great place to get a ton of gear. So, let's jump right into the weapons and see what we've got to deal with. The first weapon we have is the Iron Banner sidearm. Good always to have a little extra special infusion fodder. But this sidearm is called the Binding Blaze. Now, this one is in the medium-low impact, medium-high rate of fire category. So this one is not quite the ultra fastest because they added a couple that fire even faster than this in Rise of Iron. But these are just right around that same realm, just a little bit slower, just a little bit higher impact. Not much, not a huge difference, but in the grand scheme, they're not quite the fastest. So, other stats you've got to deal with: range. On these, they are pretty much in line with that ultra high fast, so they're not really going to make that big leap until you get to something that fires a little slower, hits a little harder. But these have reasonable stability on them as well. Again, nothing too crazy in this department that's going to be a big trade-off. They've got reasonable reload time, which is fine. But honestly, on these two, the aim assist is actually probably, ultra low in comparison to the ones that have that slower rate of fire, higher impact. So that aim assist isn't quite going to be there. They're all in the faster rate of fire. These last four in Rise of Iron that fire faster, they're going to be ones that unfortunately have a lower aim assist. When you get up to the ones that have that little slower rate of speed, Vestian Dynasty, Iron Wreath, Havoc Pigeon, those that don't fire quite as fast have a substantial boost to aim assist, so keep that one in mind. But for the sidearm itself, the stats you're really going to be looking for and paying attention to are going to be range, stability, impact. Of course, we know rate of fire is not going to change much. But in the first category, you're going to have hand-loaded or fitted stock. Those are the two that I would pretty much stick with hands down. If you get one of those, you're going to be okay. Fitted stock is a nice boost to stability, no takeaways. Hand-loaded, a boost to effective range, again, no takeaways. When you get to the other side, you've got injection mold, but you're reducing range for stability, reinforced barrel, increase range, reduce stability. Honestly, you want both of those as high as possible, so I really wouldn't give that whole trade-off if I can help it. Hand-loaded or fitted stock, they're not going to be a huge boost to those categories, but they're going to be at least a boost without a takeaway. In that middle category, you can go one of two ways. You could go for a bigger magazine size, slower reload speed for something like a pinned magazine. That's going to be okay if you get a few more bullets out and then you reload slower. Probably not a big deal. Hopefully you've pumped enough bullets out that you can take out the guy who's running at you. Your other option is going to be something like Snapshot or Quick Draw. Especially Quick Draw just because you can pull it out extremely fast and then start firing and then maybe pull in the scope at the same time. But at least if you run out of primary, somebody's charging at you, they know they've got a shotgun. Pull this thing out quickly and get those bullets out fast. Maybe take them out before they get to you. So kind of a toss-up in this middle category, just more of a preference on playstyle. Finally, in the end, now again, if you like that fast swap speed, you might like something like Hot Swap. So that might be good. The other ones that I would look for is Rangefinder, booster range when aiming, always a good thing. Also Hidden Hand, as this does have fairly low aim assistance. That boost to target acquisition, that boost to headshots is all going to be a nice benefit in there. So aim assist is going to be a good one to get out of Hidden Hand, Hot Swap, and then probably Rangefinder would be my top ones. Zen Moment could be okay just because you are going to hit somebody multiple times with this gun. Hopefully they're not going to be running two around crazy. But in general, I don't think Zen Moment's quite that huge of a boost to stability, but that's kind of up to you guys. We'll see which ones we get out of Lady Aphrodite when she shows up. Secondly, we come to our heavy category, the Rocket Launcher Titanium Orchid. Always good to have heavy infusion fodder. Kind of wanted this for a little while, just for the fact that I want to get all my swords up to 400, so this will be a good way to do that. When it comes to rocket launchers, write this down, guys. You want tracking, high blast radius, high velocity for PvE, and then grenades and horseshoes, high blast radius and high velocity for PvP. Tracking, PvE, grenades and horseshoes, PvP, Velocity, blast radius and velocity, always. Rate of fire, stability, reload speed, not that big of a deal on rocket launchers in general. So what you're going to be looking for, Titanium Orchid is pretty standard with what it comes with in that first category of basically scopes, if you want to call it that section. You've got aggressive launch, smart drift control, and hard launch. Hard launch is going to be the way you want to go, gives you the biggest boost to velocity and blast radius both, always a good thing. Second category, only worry about the first dot, second one won't even matter. Javelin or heavy payload. Javelin will increase velocity, heavy payload will increase blast radius. Now, velocity on this one is already up there fairly high, so I would prefer to see heavy payload on this one just for that increased boost in blast radius, bigger explosion radius so you can get larger area of effect on that damage. If you get velocity, it's not the end of the world, it'll get there quicker, but I think I would really look for heavy payload. Secondly, second column. Reload speed doesn't really matter. You've got 2. That's probably all you're going to get in PvP anyway. If you have to worry about reload speed, I probably would try and just manage your, moving around a little better. When it comes to the other options, you've got single point swing, switch weapons faster, move quickly while aiming. Snapshot, which I think would probably take mine in this category. Aim this weapon incredibly fast. So if you pick up your heavy ammo, you're running around with it, you know people are going to be coming. Bring up that aiming reticle ultra fast and then fire and you know where you're going. Quick draw. You can bring it up quickly, but I think personally, once you get heavy ammo, you want to try and use it. You don't want to be running around with a primary for like 10 minutes. Oh yeah, I've got heavy. Let me pull that back out. I really don't think that's what you want to do. So personally, I think Snapshot outweighs that one. Lightweight, on the other hand, when you hold this weapon, you have +2 agility. Now, if you're in a PvE situation, this may have some benefit. Single point sling kind of on a similar line there as well. Quicker while aiming. If you are in a situation where you want to have your rocket out, but you kind of need to be moving away a little quicker from, say, some enemies that are chasing you, but you still want to clear a lot of them out with a rocket, that can have some benefits. But in PvP, I would say Snapshot's probably going to be your best. Last category, again, the top dot, the only one you really need to look at, tracking or grenades and horseshoes. And again, tracking, PvE, grenades and horseshoes, PvP. God roll on this one for me would pretty much be grenades and horseshoes, Snapshot, heavy payload, and pretty much just select hard launch, and you're good to go. So outside of that, your type of damage shouldn't matter too much. It's a pretty decent rocket launcher. Velocity's pretty well up there. If you put hard launch and heavy payload on top of that, I think you'll have a pretty solid rocket launcher, guys. So definitely one to go for as well this week in Iron Banner. As for Iron Banner itself, you guys know that it is going to be Clash. Big old Clash. Good old PvP team deathmatch. Pretty straightforward. After Rifts, kind of insanity, weird stuff and maps. This one is just Clash across the board. Everybody figure out your spots if you want to snipe, if you want to rush and shotgun, if you want to use your primaries. Whatever what you want to use and whatever the map seems to call for, pull those weapons out and have some fun. Pretty straightforward week of Iron Banner approaches, so take advantage, keep leveling it up, or just go get some infusion fodder and just go after the PvP masses. Outside of Iron Banner, guys, we all know that the team at Bungie is back in the office thanks to the weekly update, and we know the live team is not done with Destiny 1. I call Destiny 1 year 1 through year 3. Destiny 2, sometime in the fall, we hope. We don't have any confirmation, just always the continued guess because Destiny seems to always fall in September. But outside of that, we know that they are still working. But the other piece is, there's going to be a content update at some point. Probably that April update or May update, something to give us a little, taste, a little tease to get back into it. Just maybe a story item or, a quest or maybe a strike or something like that just to add on to what we've got. I don't expect a huge chunk. I don't expect anything like, Dawning paired with the April update. If it was that big, like a PvP and a PvE thing, I just don't see it. I really don't see much changes in the world of PvP. They're not going to add another game mode this close to Destiny 2. They're not going to do anything vastly additional, really, except for just giving us a little extra to work on, maybe some variants, maybe the last exotics that they might bring in, stuff like Pocket Infinity, some more ornaments, things like that is what I would expect. But before that happens, they've got some bugs to fix. We know that the Dawning had a few. They've got them listed down there below. So we've got bug fixes. We've got a content update. We don't quite know what. Is it going to be Crimson Days? Is it going to be an April update? I don't really know. What I do know is don't get your hopes too high for this one either. The Dawning was pretty good because we had strike scoring. Pretty nice addition to things. I think they're going to keep that probably in Destiny 2 just to mix things up. Sparrow Racing. It's staying around, but unfortunately you can't go do those events as a constant Crucible type event. If they just threw it as another type of Crucible thing, I'd love it because there would be more people consistently in there and you could get match made into it. Private matches is kind of hard unless I ask you guys, hey, let's do Sparrow Racing on Thursdays at 10 o'clock in the evening and you guys could jump in and join me. Random time, I know. But unless you do something like that, it's kind of hard to go do SRL at this point because really there's nobody to play with unless you specifically have that private match. So I'd love to see them put that back in there, but maybe Destiny 2, that'll just be kind of a standard. But we know more stuff is coming. We've got Iron Banner this week. If you guys want to have fun in some PvP, the other thing they've got going is their Bungie Bounty Days. They're going to be doing high-profile people in the community that you're going to be able to have a chance to get paired up with if you play PvP during the specific times. So on the 13th of January, it was 1 p.m. Pacific to 3 p.m. Pacific. Professor Broman and some other people got paired up with the whole other group. If Broman's team won, they did. If the other team won, they got the bounty. So it was kind of a nice thing where more people had a chance to get the bounties as they went through. And they're going to be doing this with different people. I've heard Datto, Bife, I would guess, you've got Crafties, you've got Shifty Fives, you've got Gathalion. You've got all those people out there in the high-profile category. Me, not so much. That's fine. Still working on growing the channel, and I appreciate all the support from you guys. But going to have those high-profile people in the community, kind of fun thing they're doing. But anything else that's coming next, guys, your guess is as good as mine at this point right now. Hopefully just enjoy some Iron Banner, have fun in PvP, at least it's Clash, good old straightforward team deathmatch, and we can have some fun. Still be working on getting my icebreaker. I will get my reset video up for you guys Tuesday morning, tomorrow, and then after that, I will go ahead and get the Nightfall up as soon as I can get it finished, and then I will check Efforteat's inventory at noon my time, post that video up so you can see her rolls. After that, it's pretty much the standard week. I'll try and get some more content up for you guys, working on my Rise of the Tomb Raider builds and things like that. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Drop a like down below, comment if you have any questions, and always, guys, check the main channel page, subscribe there. Check and see if for some reason you may have unsubscribed, or throw those alerts on so you guys know when I post those videos up. Any support on the channel would be appreciated, so thank you guys very much for everything. I'll keep the content coming. Destiny 2 isn't that far away, so I can't wait to see what that brings. But I've also got Switch coming. I'm going to be playing Zelda. Horizon Zero Dawn looks awesome. Lots of stuff to come this year. So thank you guys. The channel will keep growing, and let's make it an awesome year in 2017. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace out.